is a pretty big deal. So, Mike, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Furious.
Super fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Excellent.
Cold, but I'm good. I'm not as cold as you.
I was going to say, yeah, we understand cold here in Rochester. The saying here is, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it'll change, which is pretty much the story. Like I was telling you off air, we hit like 70 degrees the other day, and then all of a sudden, today it's like 29 and windy.
Don't things just explode if that happens?
You would think so, yeah. Like like the rubber ball with the liquid nitrogen, it just blows up. So. All right, so you are coming to Rochester on April 1st. We are very, very much looking forward to that. Or are you?
Yes, we are.
Super fantastic. The April Fool's show. If you will. You're right, yeah, right? Now, you guys haven't been in Rochester since 2004. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
I believe so. Yeah, that's, I mean... As the years go on and as I get older, I find like 2004, oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago, but then I'm like, that was actually like 9 years ago.
Rochester, you guys, that's the last time I was there, I remember everybody talking about a particular like barbecue joint or something.
Probably Dinosaur Barbecue there. Like
I knew
right
it, Dinosaur,
across,
I knew it. I didn't want to say it, but...
Yeah, it's right across from the arena there. Last time you guys were in town, did you happen to catch go out for like a garbage plate, which is like kind of the signature dish of the city? Sounds horrifying, but it's actually really, really good, especially at like 3 in the morning.
Most garbage is delicious.
Yeah, right. Was there anything else that you can remember or took away from the city, or something that you're looking forward to doing while you're here?
I just remember tripping around, and I like to just wander aimlessly in random cities. I figure someday I'll make a really good homeless dude. So.
Just kind of like float around, just find stuff, Rochester's actually a pretty good city for that. Now, with the current tour, it seems like that you're starting in smaller cities or smaller venues anyway, and then kind of ramping up into the larger arenas and then going over to Europe. Is that specifically by design? Are you guys looking to kind of warm up performing the new material before you kind of go huge with it, or...?
I think it's more just, getting out there in front of people again. We've had a little break, and now we're going to get out and I think it's just kind of get intimate before you take it to the bigger venues too, so you can kind of remember to carry that intimacy over into the bigger venues. Sure. Which is always a really important thing for us. Very much so,
and I had underestimated the power of social media before this interview, so I went out there. I'm recent to Twitter. I tweeted about it, and I've been blowing up from like. I literally went global for like a half an hour. It was the weirdest thing to me because, again, we're just a small independent radio station, and like I'm getting tweets from people from Italy and, Israel and Peru and Brazil, and I was like, this is kind of blowing my mind. I can't imagine just a small taste of what it must be like for someone like you. Is that like when you started off, X amount of years ago, playing in, basically in the garage, something like that. Could you ever have thought that you would be at this point where one of your albums has become the basis for a Broadway show, and that you're in this like arena tour going, worldwide for however many times you've gone around the world?
I don't know. We've always lived so in the moment. It's been nice over the last couple of years. We've been able to stop and kind of take stock of everything we've done. Never really resting on our laurels, but able to kind of appreciate. Kind of the lifelong journey we've had with all of our fans and everything. And it was a trip because, we're coming up on 20 years since, Dookie was released. And, whoever thought we'd be, at a time right now where we can, get on your phone and post something and hear back from 5 million people, and 20 seconds later, it is a kick.
Yeah. I can actually remember back in like 93, 94, I was in school and I took this class for radio and broadcasting, and I was reading through a billboard and I saw this full-page ad for Dookie with the album artwork, and I was like, okay, this is going to be something. This is different, and I'm really looking forward to it. Once that album came out and I started, that was my real first introduction to your band. Then all of a sudden I started
the first real introduction to my band was when Dookie came out. That's disgusting.
I was going to say, maybe I should have rephrased that. But as I became more familiar, with the band and with the work, I started to realize that there was like these two camps of fans with Green Day. There were these people that felt that they were like the original fans, and that you guys had kind of changed a little bit, and the whole you guys aren't really quote unquote punk anymore, or that you had sold out. I mean,
I was in the third camp. I was actually in the third camp. I like the stuff. I like the really early stuff before we even ever recorded anything. So, what are you going to do?
Right, back when you're just playing for the love of the music and for music's sake.
Yeah, or playing or trying to get like some girl's attention.
Right, and
in your living room.
Isn't that why most people just end up in a band anyway? For like someone's attention, or for other reasons, I suppose. But
yeah,
can't really be spoken about here. I think it's kind of an unfair thing that happens with groups like yourself, to remain active for so long. I mean, this is you don't play it just for the music and for the love, but also you want to be able to make a living off of it. And then once you can start doing that, it feels kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, a level of betrayal from a fan standpoint, from the fans that they kind of turn your back, like, oh, they're not the same. They're not these guys anymore.
It was a weird situation for us, because when we got really big, it was kind of the choice of like, well, we had already outgrown all the clubs we were trying to play.
Okay.
So we really didn't have a choice. For us, it was either, it was either go against what we want to do. We wanted to just keep playing music.
Sure.
Making a living would be great, but we just wanted to keep playing music, and it was either quit and go our separate ways, or keep playing together. And we had pretty much made a pact with one another. Look, this is what we want to do. It's the only thing we can do well. So that's kind of, you face the decisions in life. You make them, and if other people are upset about it, well, then, hey, at least you got the records that you do like, and if the other ones want to go on this journey with us, here we are 20-something years later.
Indeed. And I guess that's their prerogative, and I know a lot of us are really, really happy you guys decided what you had. And speaking of, the Uno, Dos, Tres, 3 albums released over a 3-month period, and then the film to follow, Quattro, which is that debuting at the X Games?
Yeah, we're gonna have a screening at the X Games. And it should be it's funny because we got X's all over everything of ours lately on the artwork. And I don't know, it's a cool venue. Last time we were at the X Games, I remember. What was it? All I can remember is it was the year of the tuck rule with the Patriots against the Raiders, because we delayed going on stage at a little club to watch the end of the game. We're like, no. We were still saying the same thing to our team nowadays.
Yeah.
No.
Side note, I am a huge Raiders fan. I'm actually the resident Raiders fan here at the station, so kind of an odd placement. A
friend of mine told me a great analogy the other, not an analogy, but he saw a picture, and it was a picture of Simba and Mufasa from The Lion King, and they're looking out over the Pride and over the savannah, and you just see their backs. And then Simba turns to Mufasa and says, "Dad, when are the playoffs?" And Mufasa says, "I don't know, son. We're Raider fans."
Ah! That's amazing. That's hilarious.
It's pretty great.
That is pretty great. Football season is a sad time. It's a wonderful time, but it's a sad time for me as a Raider fan. So I know how that goes.
We're gonna do a screening up in Aspen. It's gonna be super fun. I don't know, snow and people doing flips over our heads.
Yeah, doing crazy stuff.
Mingling.
Excellent. Sounds like a blast, actually. Now, with the tour supporting for Uno, Dos, Tres, what is the selection process like for set lists? Are you guys going to run through the albums kind of like start to finish, especially with so many new songs and material to go through and a certain level of fan expectation for older material? I mean, what can a fan expect?
We can always, I think that's the other thing with some of the smaller club shows is kind of get out there and mix it up and see what's still what we think is working with the kids now that they know the records. Obviously we're the kind of band that we totally embrace our back catalog. A lot of bands go out there and all they want to play is one new record,
right?
Or in our case, off of 3 new records. But we love our back catalog. We love playing Dookie. Someday we might even do that front to back. But we love playing Basket Case as much as we love playing American Idiot or, God, you name it, man. I mean, we embrace it all. And I think a lot of times it's kind of just a free-for-all where we'll just go into anything. I mean, half the time I don't even know what we're going into. It keeps it fun. Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, no doubt. That's fantastic. It's something that I think the fans can look forward to some like a different experience. Now, are there big plans for like the stage show with this tour? I mean, like big sets, like tons of pyro or stuff like that. You're just gonna kind of keep it
we're
band performance.
Well, the thing we did so much pyro on the last one. I don't know if we're gonna be doing so much pyro, but the lighting is what I'm really excited about for this next tour because we've really kind of brought back some really kind of cool classic. I want to say like classic rock lighting, which is really fun. Not classic rock, but rock. Maybe even a little bit of metal in there, but then there's also some really cool, tasteful, I don't know, the way the lighting is, it can be set up really, what's the word? It can be really sexy, or it can be really violent, or whatever you want,
Sure.
And I think that's kind of fun.
I think that's a detail that a lot of fans, they're not really aware of something that they would normally think about, but it is definitely an effect as an audience member, the way the lighting comes into it, and light design is a huge thing.
It's one of those things you don't realize is great or bad until it's bad.
Until it's bad, right. You're like, wow, something was off. Like, yeah, it was the lighting, right? Yeah, never really think about that. So
just watch a strobe light for 60 hours.
If that happened, I think I'd either fall into a seizure or turn into a werewolf. One of those two.
I've seen seizures happen before to camera guys because it changes somehow when they're looking through a camera.
Looking through the lens.
Happen.
Wow, that's scary stuff. Actually.
Wow.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking live with Mike Dirnt from Green Day. They are going to be in town in Rochester playing the Blue Cross Arena on April 1st. He swears they are going to show up and not an April Fool's joke, a cruel April Fool's joke, but really looking forward to that show. Mike, on a personal note, we spoke about this just briefly off the air. I also am an adopted kid, and I know you recently reconnected with your biological mother, and unfortunately she had recently passed. I wanted to offer my condolences, but again, on a personal note, I'm just really interested. What was it like to kind of reconnect with her, and what kind of prompted that process?
Well, for me, it was really bittersweet because at this point of her life, she was on
yes.
at the end of her life, suffering from COPD, which is like an emphysema sort of thing. And then, with that said, she didn't have a whole lot of clarity.
Okay.
Just to put it kindly. With the end. So, like I posted on my Instagram a little bit of my experience of it to kind of let my, let our fans know what I've been going through, and just told them, at this point, the best of it is I have a picture in my mind to go with, the place in my heart. That's about it. That's all I can do. But at least I have that.
Yeah, that's more than a lot of us from the adopted community.
Yeah, a little bittersweet.
Right.
So, what are you gonna do? I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of, she was at the latter part of her life, and I think dementia had taken the best of her. So, it wasn't like we really got to connect or get down on any sort of levels other than sharing a cigarette and a cup of coffee.
Right. Hey, and like I said, at least it was something that you could do, and you were able to take away something for the nice, something to come away from. Because again, as a fellow adopted person, you know what I mean. I can't imagine what that must have been like. You know what I mean? Because I was adopted as a baby. I know who my parents are, the people that raised me, but I'm still, there's that level of, there's somebody that I'm connected to on a biological level that I just don't have, with my actual parents. So
yeah, the way I look at it, they always give up the good ones.
Yeah.
But
it's a great way of thinking about
I figure most of us were adopted as babies, so we don't get too too hurt about it when we're kids.
Right.
We grow up with our parents telling us we're special, and our brothers and sisters going, you're adopted.
Yeah, yes, I did get that. Actually, I had one of my knucklehead friends breaking my stones about it the other day. I'm like, really? We're going with the adopted joke still? But, such are friends.
Hey, life is a funny thing. I found it pretty ironic, actually. She lived in my backyard pretty much, like, my entire life, which is wild. But I did, I was fortunate enough to reconnect with, my birth aunt, and I have a biological sister as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've all connected, and it's been pretty cool on that side of things. And
well, that's awesome.
We all get to share our, our crap together.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's family, right?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Like I said, thank you for your honesty and your candor there. And I said, had a personal, interest in that, because I don't get the opportunity to talk to a lot of people who've had that experience. So from me to you, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Well, I hope that that's something you're looking for. That you're able to locate, your biological parents, or have some sort of closure with that, or a picture to go with the place in your chest.
Right on.
Other than that, I mean, it's neat because it was like the first few pages of my book were ripped out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now I've got like the preface, and the table of contents is a little more full.
It's a really awesome way of thinking about that and putting it. That's.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the word poetic. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's pretty poetic. So, all right. Well, let's get refocused here. The tour, the show, the film. What was it like having a camera crew just kind of follow you around? Quattro, was it about the whole creating process and recording behind Uno, Dos, and Tre?
Well, kind of what it was like, look, I don't know what we're doing with this. Let's just start filming. We didn't know what we were doing. I mean, literally watched the whole process go forward, and from kind of day one on. And the interesting thing is, like, we didn't even know what it was going to be. What were we going to use it for? I don't know. We can use some things for, like some sort of, tool online or something later on. And as we moved along and just kind of left the GoPros in there, and we had one guy that was in there filming with us. And eventually we upped it to a few more people when we started playing these songs live a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was a great revelation to us to see what we were doing too. It was kind of like we're treating ourselves like a new band. We write all these songs, and we went and played. At one point, we went and played like 19 new songs for people, and nobody had heard any of these songs before. We hadn't performed them for anyone, and it was terrifying.
Sure.
But it was also exhilarating. And then we're watching the process of band practice every day, and how we're all, literally just letting our motor skills work, and seeing what's serendipity and what's honing in on the song and breaking it apart and restructuring it. 10,000 ways from Sunday.
Well, right on. That's awesome. Really looking forward to actually seeing the film.
Oh, and there's also dinosaurs and lots of naked people in it, and laser guns.
And now I am totally sold on that.
Oh, monster truck.
Yeah. That's awesome. Mike Dirnt, who I actually the name, the way you got that name, fantastic. Which is based on the sound of playing the bass strings. Yes.
Well, it's kind of me. I used to play a lot of air bass and make a lot of sounds and stuff. It's kind of like drummers always tap their sticks in class.
Sure.
And I was always annoying my teachers by kind of humming out bass lines and doing different weird things like that in class.
That's fantastic. Just the Dirnt, yeah. I can dig it. That's awesome. It's a great anecdote. I wanted to thank you for your time today. Really looking forward to the show coming up again. That's April 1st. Good luck on the tour, and we're really glad.
We can't wait to get on the road right now. We're so pumped.
Oh, I'm sure. You know what I mean. With everything
charging up a lot of our energy, and we're ready to get out there and just kill it.
No doubt, and
reconnect with all of our friends and fans.
That's it's going to be an experience that we're all looking forward to, and we wish you the best, and everyone continued health and success. I thank you very, very much for your time today, Mike. I really appreciate it, and.
You got it. We're all ready to get the hell out of our houses.
Yeah, I'm sure, right?
Come out and see you guys.
All right. That's fantastic. All right, well, we'll see you on April 1st. And, again, everyone, Green Day, you can go to their webpage, check out upcoming tour information, dates, things like that, anywhere that you might be able to get tickets to. You might not, though, for some of these recent dates, because you guys sell out arenas all over the place. So, and that is greenday.com.
Yeah, well, we always tuck a few tickets aside, because we always got a couple hundred tickets put aside for the day of for walk-up usually. So, I'm going to make sure that we, and every once in a while you'll see me out there actually, ruining a scalper's day by handing tickets to a kid as he's about to hand him money.
That is awesome. That is so cool. That is.
I actually have gotten in quite a few scary situations doing that because I pissed off some scalpers.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, some of those guys, you don't want to.
You might just get ticket blocked. I'm just saying.
That's fantastic. I'll be on the lookout for you then, because I'm going to have to try and grab mine then. So, Mike Dirnt, thank you very, very much. We're going to close this interview out with Oh Love off of Uno. And again, Mike Dirnt, Green Day, going to be in town, Rochester, New York, April 1st, Blue Cross Arena. Don't miss out. It's going to be great. So good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Awesome. Can't wait to see you guys.
All right.
Best. See ya.
Bye now. And again, that was Mike Dirnt with a fantastic interview. Really cool guy. Really, really cool guy. So, man, I'm just going to go sit back and reflect on this interview for a little bit. And again, this is Green Day, Oh Love, off of Uno on the only station that matters, 90.5 FM, WBER.
Oh, love, won't you raise